What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Taking a Risk with George. On today's episode, we're going on another adventure, but before we get to that, I've got some upgrades I've got to do, so make sure you smash that thumbs up button. I need that motivation. Don't forget to subscribe so you can follow along on all of our adventures, and without any further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so here we go, getting into the Haloview BT Touch, which I'm super duper excited for. You crank it open. Looks like this comes with a manual right here. It's got a backup camera right there and then two side cameras. It's got the monitor right here, which is really nice. It's a 7-inch monitor. Beautiful. Look at how beautiful you guys are. That reflection. Alright, and here's the camera itself, which is the whole mount, which is pretty cool. I like that it has the LEDs on the side there. This is a day and night camera. This is the mount that you'd hook up if you need, or actually you do need to put this on. This needs to be installed onto the back of the RV. And then underneath all this, get this out of the way, that out of the way. This is for, that actually holds the screen. And you can use the 3M that comes with it, which is nice. There it is right there. Underneath all this is your cables. Cable that hooks into the truck. It's got a button. That's really cool. I like that. Easy off and on. There's your antennae. Additional cables. Very cool. Alright, so I'm up here on the roof getting this situated. I've already got some of it done. This place is filling up quick. I've just been watching RV after RV come in. Check this out. I've got the wire strip. The reason I had to do this is because I'm going to rewire it, because I just learned something super cool about the new one. Plus, not only that, this is the piece that was on there, and it's definitely not going to fit our new one. It's like the Batwing. But it's got a female, and this is a female, so that was not going to work. I have to connect this male to it, and I learned that, as you can see, our old one only has a red and a black, a positive and a negative. The new one, the Haloview, has a positive, the red, a negative, the black, and the green. And the green is very unique because I just learned from reading the manual that if the green is connected, and it does connect to the positive with the red just like that, to the left and right cameras, when you turn your turn signal, either way, left or right, the camera, so the monitor will show the camera on that side respectively. So if you turn the left turn signal on, the left camera will show, which is a game changer. There has been so many times where I've had to switch lanes, sometimes quickly, and you know, you have to do a quick look, a quick reach your neck, break your neck backwards to try and see if there's anybody in that lane. So this will help. I can easily just look at the camera monitor and not really have to be super duper concerned about it. So there's no real good way for me to show you this. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and then I'll show you the end result. And hopefully it works. If not, the red and black will be hooked up. So this is kind of confusing too. You can see they're both white to begin with, and there's no power to this, so you don't have to worry about me getting shocked. And even so, I could take it. But anyways, the white is actually the negative. So the black is going to be hooked up to this. The red and white is going to have the green and red, because this is the positive one. And the problem with these things, the little capsules that are on here, they popped off. The metal popped off. Not in this one. I was able to get this one back in. I was going to reuse them, but I don't think I will. I've got my own right here. Thinking these should work just fine. I probably have small ones in there, like these little orange ones right here. That should be just perfect enough to work for what I need it to. And it'll still fit into this little hole, which I'll have to clean this. Good Lord, look at that grime. The honey would be mad if I didn't clean that, but it should be a pretty easy install. Alright, as I'm dangling off the edge, that breeze is coming in. I wanted to show you guys how I got this installed, because this is on. This is nice and secure. There's a nice little technique to it. And most people will try to put these two together and twist them. That's not how I like to do it. I like to unfray this, spread it out a little bit, just like that. I know it's kind of far. Let's see if I can get just a little bit closer. There we go. And you see how it's all spread out. Take this black one, and I'm going to try and do this. Put it in between these wires. I know there's better ways to do it. I don't have a soldering kit, or else I would solder them together. That way they're always going to be together. And then you twist it up. And you make sure you want to twist it with the way, I think I actually twisted it backwards, that you're going to be turning the orange thing, because inside the orange, this little plug, there's a screw head. It's like a thread. in there. So when you put this on, make sure it goes all the way in, twist, and just like a screw, it's going to screw on, and it's going to hold it nice and tight. Should not let go. You can crank it relatively hard, but don't do it too much, and there you go. Now they're on there, and they should not come off, and that's it. This is wired. All I got to do is, I've already fed this through. Hopefully I fed it through the right way. Thank goodness. So that's going to go against the RV here. All this cord is going to go back in. I'm going to push all this back into this little tiny hole. That's right there. I'm going to push all of it back in, including all of this extra cord, which I could have cut. I usually do that when I do electrical work. I always cut the extra that I'm not going to need. But this way, if I need to extend it for whatever reason, I can do that. But I shouldn't have to. I know everything's upside down. Sorry about that. But let me get to this next part. All right, just got it installed. It really was not that hard. I do have an electrician background, but my skills are not the best. But check this out, not that. There we go. It should be nice and straight, I think. I don't know, it looks kind of crooked from this angle. But when I looked at it from down there, it looked all right. So what I'm actually gonna do is, this is for the antenna, and you can put the antenna here, but I found out through reading the manual that very long cable is actually the antenna extension. So what I can do is, along the roof right here, I can run that entire cable. It plugs into right there, and then it runs all the way down, and then you can put the antenna way at the front so that the signal that's sent to the monitor in the truck is not distorted, because this is a 40-foot trailer. To the front of my truck is like another 10 feet. That's 50 foot. That's like a sketchy range there to reach. So now with it all the way up there, all the way at the front, it's only going to be about 15 feet at the most, giving me a perfect signal every single time. And I think that's why the Furrion, the one that we had installed before, had always had a bad connection. Every once in a while it would go off, but it was always delayed. I could tell that from the mirrors to what's going on in the camera. I could tell there was a delay. So this should hopefully cancel out the delay. This should be perfect every single time. And if I hooked it up correctly, when I turn my signals on, that camera will show, and it'll be absolutely awesome. So here's hoping. All right, so I just got the wire hooked up. Of course, I'm right next to the AC, so don't mind the sound, but check this out. My daughters are over there with this lady who is just bellowing at the top of her lungs Disney songs. Look at how they are just so intrigued by her. Absolutely wonderful. But anyways, back to what I was doing. I did hook up the cord right here, and it's got these cool little, they're glued down and they're strapped. You can also screw them down, but I didn't, but I've got it running all the way. And I was a little nervous to do this because I didn't want any cords. You could see just how dirty the roof is. I did clean the spots where I put them. So I got it going all the way over here, all the way. Don't mind my little twirl right here, bink, right there. That's all the little extra, but I've got it right there. And typically I like to do things center, but if you check this out, it says solitude, so I gave the eye a dot. There you go. So now we're going to check the quality of this with the antenna being right here. The one thing I am nervous about as well, I don't think this is a huge concern, but this antenna wobbles just a little bit. I think maybe in the wind it might wobble side to side, but we'll see. You can always hop back up here and fix it, but I don't think that'll make a big difference. All right, there it is. Look at that. What a beautiful view. That is a 4K picture if I've ever seen. It's not really 4K, but it's pretty dang good. And I actually hooked everything up right, and this is just in the truck. No power on. Our truck just supplies power to it. And the cool thing is, I love this button right here. Super simple. I don't even have to unplug it. Turns it right off. Turns it right on. Haloview. No signal. Right into signal. Now I'm going to have to go and adjust the angle of the camera because I do want to see a little bit of the back of the RV. That way I know where I'm at. But man, oh man, that is beautiful. We could literally turn that on and watch the kids at the park anywhere we go. How cool.
Babe, are you kidding me? This button right here?
That alone sells it to you?
Yes, and I know you already said it. This is the clearest picture I've seen.
I don't know if I've ever showed them the picture on this one, but it is super fuzzy. Now, this one has gotten us through some stuff. I will not knock Furrion at all. They've done such a wonderful job, but this is just an outdated model. This is new, and it works like new.
Woo!
And now I cannot wait to hook up the side camera.
Cameras.
Go ahead and turn the signal. See if anything happens. Just... I know, woman driving.
Wait,
I know.
What?
Yep, just go ahead and left or right signal, doesn't matter. It's one of them. Ah, there it is. Okay, but nothing changed because it's not plugged in. But let's see, when I plug those cameras in, let's see if it makes a difference. I don't hate women drivers. There's nothing against women drivers. This is a disclaimer. I love women. They drive very well.
Tomorrow.
All right, so it is officially July 5th. I hope everybody in America had a wonderful July 4th. If you are across seas in the UK, sorry, Nana Nana Boo Boo, we had to celebrate it and do it to you. But anyways, I hope you're having a good time as well. I do have some more upgrades that I've got to get to. I did do the camera up top, which turned out perfectly. I was so surprised. First time ever wiring a camera like that into an RV, but it worked out perfectly. Hopefully I can help somebody else do it if you do watch my video. So now I've got to get to the side cameras and check this out. These cameras right here, these are the Furrion ones, so it is more than likely I'm gonna have to rewire this whole thing as well. I have not looked at the side cameras that came with the Haloview, but I've got them just over here in a box somewhere right there. Just got to bust them open, check them out. Hopefully this isn't going to take me too long. The family is about to get ready to go to the pool while I do this, so I got to get this done quick. It is a moving day for us. Our time is up here at this beautiful camp. I absolutely love it. This is one of the best campsites we've ever been to. And I think it's because we had such an amazing spot. We got so lucky taking up 2 spots and nobody seemed to care. Nobody even said anything to us. More than likely people were coming up and saying this is a great spot to have. And because of the way it's laid out, I don't think anybody would have taken up this space anyways. Like, check this out. Just right next to us where somebody would have parked, there's this huge rock type formation right here. So I don't think anybody would have been able to park there anyway. So it's okay that we took up this area. And not only that, we made best friends with the people in front of us who we aren't talking about maybe traveling together. So I'm really excited about that. They were an amazing family. Look at her getting ready to go to the pool. I've got my ladder out because I was doing the ladder for the hi guys. Are you ready to go to the pool? Yeah. You've been having so much fun today. You're so adorable.
With friends.
With friends, that's right. They became best friends.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
And guys.
Yes.
We got friends over there.
That's right. We got friends everywhere.
Yeah.
Evelyn's been partying with the big piece. Yeah, people came next to us. We've actually got a lot of people parked next to us because of the July 4th weekend. And it's kind of weird because it is a Friday, I believe. And we're actually moving out of here tonight. Our move day isn't until tomorrow, but we've got a long trip tomorrow. So instead of doing a long one day, we're going to split it up and do it into 2 days. All right, so we did have some storms last night, which actually did interrupt the fireworks. But turns out, somewhere around here, they did the fireworks at midnight, which was pretty neat. Trying to sleep during the storm. It was a really bad storm. It came down really hard. I had to pre-open this because it's very difficult. This thick plastic, good lord. Keeping it safe and keeping me out of it. Get into this. Here we go. All right, so this should be one of the side cameras. I'm not sure which one. Could it be both? Oh, it may be both. Oh, then I wonder what's in that other black box. Uh-oh, I see more antenna ports, which is fine because it actually came with the antennas. Does it tell me which one this is? Wow, these cameras are so nice. This is like hefty duty. Yes, I did say duty, and I am going to have to rewire it, I think. Maybe. I don't think this will just plug into the one that's already there. But this is a brand new light, so I might as well put it on there, right? Okay, there it is. I think that's the left. L for left, unless it's just calling me a loser, which you never know. Sometimes when you take risks, you do become a loser. Nope, that one says R. That one's for risk. Okay, there we go. So we got the left and the right. How cool. Now I need to open up that other box and see what's in there. All right, so I got the other box opened up and checked out, and I had no clue. I thought there was only 3 cameras because that's all we have on the one that we have now. But look, there's a 4th camera. And this is a taillight camera, which is perfect because I have a taillight that is busted. So this is nice. So I've got an upper camera for the back and a lower camera for the back, I believe. Pretty sure that's what this is. How neat. Haloview, above and beyond. I love that. All right, so here's something I might as well show you guys now since I'm in this place. That left and right of the RV is kind of confusing because it's just like the driver's side. The driver's side is on the left side of the car, so that's the left side of the RV. So you got to make sure to know that. Over here is going to be, of course, the right side. Passenger is the right side. So I think I'm going to start on the right side, and I'm just going to pop this off, which is really simple. This just comes, actually I could probably just pull it off right now for you guys. Maybe if I remember how. I think it's on the bottom. Just squeeze. I think I need my other hand. Everything's wet. Everything is wet. Okay. Spider's coming out of nowhere. All right. This does just pop off. It's not a big deal. And then there's screws in there. You take those screws off. And actually, I've never taken off the whole thing. So we'll see what it looks like underneath. I know I'm definitely going to have to rewire it, which is not a big deal. But hopefully this will be a quick job. I do want to go to the pool and cool off because it is humid today. All of this rain that came down last night is now drying All right, there we go. I got the first one off and I did unscrew it. And I'm making sure to use my Milwaukee set today because this is magnetic and I get so tired of dropping the screws. But look, these tiny little screws that were in it, of course they're not magnetic. Like what? Of course not. Why would they be? But this was pretty easy to pop off. The thing was actually just on the top right here. I just couldn't see it. I'm a little short, but that's all right. But this should just pop right off now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, and there's the exposed wiring. Casing that just comes right off. I'll clean this before anything else. Pull all that out. There's a lot of wires in here. There is no power to this right now, I'm pretty sure, because the plug is not plugged in. The plug plugs into the back of the truck, so I know there's no power, unless the auxiliary power from the battery, but it's not enough to shock me, I don't think. And if it is, you know what, I could use a new hairstyle, so it's all good. All right, I need both my hands for this. All right, there we go. I'm out of breath because this was a struggle. This hole was just too small. That's what she said. But anyways, I ran upon another discovery that there's several cords that I don't know. All the white ones go to the negative. This green, and blue and white one go to this positive, and plus whatever this brown one is, I'm going to assume it's the thing that's supposed to switch the camera over when you turn your signal on. It's supposed to switch the camera over, but that never worked for us, and I don't know what this one is. It's green and red and white one. This isn't plugged into anything associated with this. Baron's over there in his little clam playing with that ball. He is so cute. He just had his face there, so like that. He just shoves his face right into it. He is such a cutie pie. I'm gonna get this rewired and see if I can get this next one to work. Check out that beautiful new setup. I did do it wrong, of course. Put the left one on here for some unknown reason. And it's because I tried to do it one at a time, but I ended up bringing everything to this little table right here, put up my little work table, and I put them right next to each other, and just out of, you know, a misstep, I ended up grabbing the left one instead of the right. So I literally had it all wired. And I went to go put it on here and I realized that the antenna part was on the bottom, and I was like, oh no, that's not right. So I took the left one off, put the right one on, but it works perfectly now. I'll show you guys in just a second. I'm gonna get the left one hooked up first, and then we'll go look at the camera. Check this out. I got the left one on, and this black marking here that's on the thing actually goes over it. I'm gonna have to cut this so I can get the whole hole. That's also what she said. Stop it. There is a lot less cables on this side. There's literally only these two thin ones, which is great. I don't know what was going on the right side. Maybe the right side is the dominant side and it has all the major wiring, and this is just the connection side. So this should be pretty easy. All right, over here finally fixing this rear view light with the new Haloview rear view camera, which this is awesome. Got one up there and got one down here. This will be really nice. I can't wait to see what all four of these cameras look like together. All right, and there it is. Finally got it hooked up. I am gonna put some putty or something in these to seal these holes because the holes obviously did not line up, but this was a pain in the neck to install and get working. And I found out that it only works when you press the brake. So right now there's no signal coming to this camera, and I was going back and forth multiple times, back and forth, trying to pair it properly, and I kept thinking that it was the signal because this is way back here, and of course the monitor is way up there in the front of the cab, and I was just like, maybe it's just too far out of range. And then my neighbor, our new friend Casey, decided to push the brake, and when you push the brake, this lights up, giving this power, and that was, I was able to pair it at that point. And we only get signal when I am pressing the brake. I was really excited to have this camera on and filming all the time, because then I'd be able to see everybody coming this way, everybody from a distance that way, plus what's up top. I thought this was gonna be really nice, but it's gonna be a little annoying having one little black screen out of four, but I was able to get all of them hooked up properly. Let's go look at the monitor. All right, so there it is, and yes, it is upside down, but that's a quick fix, and there's speakers on these as well. That's what that scream was. The quick fix is you just gotta go into the menu and go into the mirror right there. I can't do it with one hand while holding the camera, but let's see if I can put it down and do it. Right there. And all I gotta do is flip it probably this way. See if that does it. Maybe. There it is. Perfecto. Go back. And now let's check out all four cameras. Go into Q mode. There it is, and let's make sure all the cameras are right. It looks like I gotta flip this one. There's Jackson going inside. Everything looks great, so let's click on this camera. All right, that's upside down as well. Go into the menu. Just flip it. Perfect. I do want to extend that out just a little bit so that way I can see cars that are really in my blind spot. But I did have some issue. So I was able to hook up the trigger mode, but there's an issue in our system. I don't know if it has to do with Haloview or if it's just our RV is not actually prepped the right way for it, but having all 4 of those green little wires connected put the screen into a trigger lock mode, and there's literally nothing I could do. I spent hours trying to figure out what was going on, so I finally went through the manual, and I found out that in order to reset that trigger lock and be able to have access back to the touchscreen here, I had to clip and disconnect all of those green little wires so all the work that I did I had to redo. I was literally at the end trying to figure this out, and it just was not working, but I was able to figure it out, and now as you can see I'm able to touchscreen, and here is everything again. I still have my foot on the brake, that's why we can see this camera right here. If I take my foot off the brake, it takes a few seconds, but there it goes, no signal. So that's a little annoying, but as soon as I put my foot back on the brake, takes a few seconds, but there is the signal. That is wonderful. I'm loving that. Picture quality alone is immaculate. Haloview really has outdone it in this game, as far as I can tell. I don't think I've ever seen a camera that looks better than this. Crystal clear pictures, bright pictures. Plus, I'm pretty sure there's a night vision mode, which I'll check out later tonight while I'm driving. And I love that if you tap them, it goes straight to them. And if you tap again, up here in one of the corners, I thought, there it is, the sound right there. You can turn it on and turn it off. That way you're not listening all day to kids screaming, but that is pretty cool. I love it.
The next day.
All right, so it is actually the next day. We decided to stay the night instead of leaving a day early because we really wanted to spend more time with our friends. They were absolutely awesome. Casey and Chelsea and the kids, they are wonderful people. It was so amazing meeting you guys and hanging out with you guys for the week. Such a special bond we created, especially their kids with our kids, and the parents, of course, got along. It was amazing. But we're stuck in traffic now. I think we're somewhere in Connecticut, something like that. But check this out. I wanted to show you guys. There's the new display. And the reason it says no signal, because I'm not pressing the brake, even though we are in dead stop traffic. There's a crash somewhere, but look, now I'm pressing on the brake and it'll pop up here in just a second. There it is. Look how close that guy is to me. Now, I did actually have to reverse the 2 top ones because for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's just me or maybe it's just the way the layout was, but they had the left camera on the right side of the screen and the right camera on the left side of the screen. It was really messing with me. I had to fix that. So all I had to do was going to pairing mode again and then repair them in the right way. And I'm also thinking that I might redo everything again and get the backup camera, because that's the one that's on the back top of the RV. I think I might put it in this top corner and put this one over there. I don't know. That might mess everything up because I thought about having these 2 go down. That way they're always next to each other, and having the regular backup, this is the rear view bottom camera in that top corner. I don't know if that would look good or not. I don't like having the brake there. But I also could just get rid of that camera altogether, even though I like it, and just have those 3 on the screen. That way I could have the rear view up in the middle and then the 2 side cameras on the bottom in the middle. I think that would actually look good too. But man, oh man, this has really delayed us. We've got another 2.5 hours or so, and this is a little faster. So this is on Google Maps. Man, people keep doing that. These trucks, big semis just keep flying through this lane right here and cutting everybody off, slowing us down. You can see there's a delay of 6 minutes, but it's been more like 12. But this is a lot faster because the Google Maps is taking me the fastest route. But I also have a GPS on my phone from RV Life, which if you haven't checked that out, check it out. It'll show me the safest routes that I can take with my size rig. And I believe it's another 3.5 hours. So it's an hour behind and an additional like 60 miles or so. So I don't know what I'm having to avoid, but it is going to cost us. All right, we had to make an emergency stop. Baron will not stop crying and the honey is losing it. So pulled off at this rest stop that was literally 2 seconds after I got off the camera just a few seconds ago to you guys. Just was a few minutes ago, but we're at this rest stop now. Looks really nice, but it's packed with truckers. Like literally, I'm at the very end. I'm pretty sure I'm not even in a real spot. And there's like 60 truckers, which is so weird because it's 3 in the afternoon right now. Typically, we see truckers pull off, you know, at night because they can only drive so many hours. But this is a beautiful rest stop. I might try to get out and find a bathroom. I read the sign follow, so my brain automatically said follow. Idling of vehicles is prohibited. Oh, wow. This is a very strange rest stop. And I'm nervous that we're going to get trapped here if more truckers keep pulling in. I pulled in right next to this guy. I feel like I pulled in real close to him, but he pulled in real close to the next guy. So there's plenty of room for everybody, but whew, I hope she figures out what's going on with him. We can get back on our trip because as I just showed you, it's another 3 or so hours. And hopefully we'll get there before they close. And not only that, she just informed me that the address that we have is not the real address for some reason. The address on their website is wrong. But she did call them and they gave her the proper address. If you follow the address that's on their website, you're going to end up at somebody's house. That's what they said. The guy gets it all the time. And I don't know how you go about telling Google or whatever that needs to change so that people can stop going to this guy's place. But that's funny. So let's hope Barron calms down so we can get on our road, get back on the road. All right, some extremely good news. We're still here at the truck stop. Literally just cut the camera off, put in the new address, and we're only 150 miles from the RV park. Thank goodness. It's a lot less than what it was telling me before. Because RV Life, for some reason, the app that I'm using, of course, keeps me safe for the most part. I feel like they could use some updating. I don't feel like their maps are exactly the most up-to-date. So they have to do something about that. Or Google Maps will tell you if there's construction in the area. I don't think RV Life does that. So they obviously don't know. It's a big country with lots of roads. Greatest country in the nation. Greatest, absolutely greatest. Nothing is better. Nobody's better than us. We're the best there is. But they could use some updating. I don't know what they would need to do that. I would love if they could use my GPS to figure things out, because going through New York was absolutely terrifying because there was tons of construction and RV Life did not know I was actually on a road. So every 2 seconds it was recalculating, and it wanted me to take exits that did not exist. It had no idea where I was because the highway that existed in RV Life no longer exists. It was tore up and we were on the other side, like some random road that was turned into a highway. So RV Life was very confused, at least the app was. So that could use some updating. It has not taken me anywhere that was sketchy yet, which is a blessing, but except for in New York again, but that's not RV Life's fault. It was the road I was supposed to be on. The bridges, I have a 13-foot 6-inch trailer, and I swear, tall, and I swear the bridges I was going under in New York were probably like 13.8. It was so close. I was going underneath everyone, and there was back to back bridges. Like within 10 miles, there was like 50 of these bridges, and every single one of them, I was white knuckling my steering wheel, just waiting to hear the rip and the jerk, and then everybody behind me getting into an accident. I was so nervous that was going to happen. Those bridges, oh my goodness. And the further we go up northeast, I did know this was going to happen because this is the original part of our country. This is the 13 colonies. This is where it started. Massachusetts, Boston, which is in Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, all of this was original, and things were a lot smaller back then. They didn't have to worry about 14-foot, semi-trucks or 13.5-foot RVs coming through. So things are a little bit smaller in here. Down southeast, so in Florida, didn't have to worry about anything. Bridges were 20 feet tall and roads were huge. There was nothing to worry about. But now that we're going northeast, I do have to consciously be thinking about these smaller, unupdated bridges, because a lot of the country is becoming updated. They're doing a lot of construction on these lower bridges, but they just haven't done it here yet. Or at least maybe they have and I just haven't known that. But maybe that's what all the construction is. But oof, we were getting so close to like hitting so many things. Like we just went under a bridge that was 14 foot. That's like the minimum that I will never go any lower than that. If it's 13.8, because if I hit a bump for whatever reason, I'm losing an AC. There's no doubt about it. People are squeaking behind me. Maybe I should pull up. I didn't feel like I pulled up far enough, but I don't feel like I should pull up farther. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should. All right, let me do that.
3 hours later.
I'm absolutely exhausted. I have a migraine that I've had for the last like hour and a half driving through these tiny little roads, and oh my goodness, so many bridges that just looked like they were going to take us out, but we somehow scraped underneath them. Some of them were like 13:10, 13:08. Oh my goodness, just on edge, adding to the headache. And we finally got to the campsite. We made it like 2 or 3 miles off in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely beautiful campsite. Check, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous in the middle of the woods. The only problem is this camper is in our spot. The honey called the after hours number because it is 8 o'clock in the evening right now, and he just showed up. He just pulled up, so I'm gonna go see what's going on and what they're gonna have us do. Absolutely beautiful campgrounds. We're in the upper northeast area, so it smells like seafood chowder, all the pine trees and campfires. It is the weekend, so this place is alive right now. I love it. The smells have already brightened up my spirits. I just walked over to the bathroom. I didn't feel like popping out the stairs on the RV and going in there, but honey still has not figured anything out. We're gonna check in with her and see. All right, we're going down some tight roads.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was worried
Rubbed
about.
up against it, yeah.
Swing wide.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I had much room on the other side. Yeah, that post was in my way and all these trees are up here in my way. Yeah, I don't think I have much.
Finger into here.
Well.
Wider wheel.
All right, so I am following the park guy. I don't know. It's always just some random person, I feel like. I was able to get away from the tree. My migraine is killing me, and it is so dark, but check this out. It is literally so dark. So dark, but look at the cameras. Almost looks like it's daylight. But that wasn't enough to save me from rubbing up against the tree, and we'll check out that damage in just a second. As soon as I figure out why we're going down this way, because this is a very narrow way. He's actually looking up ahead to see if we're gonna make it. We're a huge rig, over 55 foot, and we're wide. So he's walking back and forth, seeing if we're gonna make it. And it is jam-packed. All right, and with some pro maneuvering, got myself into this giant spot. Tons of things to look out for. They have this post right here, a whole flag and everything, and then on this side it's all rocks. So there was no easy way to just go forward and back in. I had to go up this road and back it in this way, and then back it in that way. But let's go check out the damage, see what happened. We got a really nice spot, but this is only for the night, which is really aggravating. All right, so let's see. All right, I think it was this one. The damage does not look horrible. I think I caught it in time, and as you can see, it is so dark out here. But the reason I was able to even see that I was rubbing up against those trees is because of the Haloview cameras. Thank goodness they made it look like it was bright daylight. So we're gonna get that retracted, or extended technically. We're gonna check out what it looks like when it's extended. Hopefully there's no holes. That right there is not too bad. I'll take that over a busted window or even a scraped up complete side or any type of damage to the fenders or again to the jacks there. But something else that was bothering me, let's see if I can find it. I know this is not a big deal, but there he is. That little spider right there was crawling on this backup camera. Not that you need this backup camera, but I use this to figure out which way the RV is gonna turn, because this is a good way indication. It's a good indication on how it's gonna go. And he was crawling all over the camera. Look at him just sitting there. We must have brought you all the way from wherever we just were, which I don't even know. We've been moving so fast, I can't even keep track anymore. All right, and while I'm getting unhitched, I don't even know if I'm supposed to unhitch or not. The guy made it sound like this is only gonna be our spot for tonight, and then they're gonna figure stuff out in the morning when he has power. That's what he was saying. And this is another Encore park. And a similar situation just happened to us, where somebody pulled in, where there was tons of spots, mind you, and our spot was technically the one that they were supposed to take, and they made us move. Now, in a park, another Encore park, where somebody's in our spot with no other spaces to take that are not nearby, they made us move once again. So what's the deal here? Who's to blame for this? What the heck is happening? And why does Encore keep seeming to mess up reservations and we keep getting the short end of this stick? This is now 3 times our reservation has been mangled in some way, and we're here on time. This is when we were supposed to be here. This is the day we were supposed to arrive. Why is there an RV in our spot, and why weren't they asked to move just like we were when we were technically in somebody else's spot, even though we extended our reservation at the last place? All right, so I'm definitely not unhitching, but I am gonna take all the weight off the truck because the truck is super saggy. I think we're going overweight, which we do need to be mindful of. and I really don't know what's going to happen. And not only that, being by this lake, which is absolutely beautiful, the honey is terrified that we're going to lose one of the kids, but I told her that's why we have three more, you know, so if we lose one, it's okay. Still got 75%, which is a pretty good, I'm pretty sure in most classes that's passing. But not only that, the mosquitoes are rampant. We were not planning for that. I'm literally getting bit up as I'm here, just trying to get this truck, just trying to get everybody in. We need to go to bed. We need to shower. We need to go to bed. This day has to be done and over with.
6 hours later.
All right, it is the next morning, and we got a call, and they informed us that it was actually their mistake that somebody was parked there. The maintenance man was supposed to let them know that that spot was not empty. They've checked on that RV twice now, and nobody has answered, so they're kind of thinking they may have left for maybe the weekend, and something may have happened and gone on. But I just opened the awning to check it out and take a look at this. The damage is minimal, thank goodness. Thank goodness I was able to stop in time before it became worse. That's the damage right there. And if I didn't stop ahead of time, it could have rubbed that whole thing off. So thank goodness I was able to stop in time because it was so dark. And of course, you know, I'm leaning forward to try and see around RVs and around trees, and that corner was just too sharp and there's no way I would have made it. He ended up having to take a post out of the spot that was across from us. I was able to back up just a little bit. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna hit a tree from behind because it was so dark. But those cameras, those Haloview cameras are absolutely awesome. I cannot believe how bright they were and how dark it was outside. So upon backing up, it saved me from hitting a tree, and I was able to swerve around into where that pole was, and I was like this close, man. Everybody was on the edge of their seat watching us. And of course, these are not full-timers for the most part. A lot of these people are weekenders, and there was a lot of people that were heckling. Oh my goodness. And then come to find out, one of the guys, I actually was blocking him from getting to his campsite, and I could hear him behind me laughing and cursing up a storm, calling us idiots and stuff like that. And then it ended up he was right next to me, you know, right by my driver's side door. That's where their campsite was. And he ended up apologizing, and I explained to him the only reason we're having to come through this tight area, which never should have happened, was because somebody's in our RV spot. They double booked, and somebody was in our spot, and he was very apologetic, and he informed us that the people that work here are not honestly the best. And I'm pretty sure the guy that was leading us around was drunk, so there's that as well. But I just got a call from the office. They were very apologetic. I informed them that the site that we're at, as long as we're allowed to stay here, is perfectly fine. I don't want to move again, so I'm going to continue and finish setting up. All right, so it has officially been, I think, about 3 days since we came to this campsite where they had us move to this other site, and I'm realizing that staying in this site may have been a mistake because there's no trees over here, and the last few days have been like 90 plus degrees, and the other spot that we would have been in was all trees. I showed you guys earlier in the video. It was all, there was barely any sunshine coming through. It would have been all shady, which would have been nice. Our ACs are having an incredibly hard time keeping up with the heat, and we normally keep our ACs around, like, the main one is around 72, and our bedroom, the Honey and I's bedroom, is around 69, and our bedroom is staying at 74, which is a little too hot for me, and the main area is like 86, 84, 86 degrees. It has been hot. And the pool here is nice. It's a bit of a hike for us, but it's not too bad. The kids didn't want to spend too much time there because there wasn't too many friends there to play with. They just kept jumping in, and then they got bored with that. But that's going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Give us a thumbs up for having to go through that whole ordeal to begin with and messing up our RV just a little bit. Plus, the fact that I installed those cameras correctly deserves a thumbs up. So make sure you do that. If you haven't already and you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It's free and easy to do, and that way you can follow along and get notified every time we go on another adventure, which we are going on adventures again. I promise it's going to happen. Don't forget to check down in our description below. There's 3 other links for our Instagram, our Facebook, and our TikTok, where there's additional content that you'll see there that you won't see here on YouTube. So if you're enjoying taking a risk with us, make sure you do that as well, because there's several more risks to take over there. We love you all. Thank you all so very much for watching. And remember, life is a lot more fun when you're taking a risk.